Tennessee Wesleyan University and Star Regional Medical Center. And now with today's play-by-play, here is Jared Wright.
Thank you, Handsome Dan, and once again we welcome you inside James L. Robb Gymnasium, our next to last broadcast for Tennessee Wesleyan basketball this Saturday and next Saturday, as they will close out their home series on the regular season for the Bulldogs and the Lady Bulldogs. And today's matchup features an Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader with Columbia College from Columbia, South Carolina, as the Koalas make the trip over. The ladies of Columbia College have been over here a handful of times, 13 to be exact, as they have been a member of the conference for a number of years now. But Columbia College has added a men's program over the last couple of years, or at least in the last year, and they have now been sanctioned and joined the Appalachian Athletic Conference. So we'll get to see the guys square off in this matchup as well, which is normally just a one-game festivity from James L. Robb when Columbia comes to town. But nonetheless, Lady Bulldogs are going to look to add another win. It would be their second in a row in conference play after they had a big road win at Kentucky Christian on Wednesday night, 70-65. That's a tough road trip. A lot of them are tough up there in the conference, as they're over 4.5 hours and on vans or buses headed up into Kentucky there. But they went up to Grayson, Kentucky and took care of business up there and came back with a big W in the conference play. The fitting thing for this women's matchup here is both teams currently set in a tie for 7th place. And unfortunately, Columbia does have the tiebreaker, as they did beat Tennessee Wesleyan for the first time in a number of years on their own floor earlier this season, 65-57, that 8-point victory. Only the third time the Lady Bulldogs have lost to Columbia out of 29 matchups. All three of the losses coming over in Columbia, South Carolina, and that's an even longer road trip over there, and usually a couple of days trip. But Lady Bulldogs are 13-0 against the Koalas here at home, average winning by 19.5 points in this series. 26-3 overall against Columbia. Tennessee Wesleyan's largest win streak included a string of 12 wins, and then on the other side of a loss, they had 11 straight wins. They have secured a lot of success against Columbia College, and they will continue to look at doing that today. Lady Bulldogs under Jason Smith in his first season, assisted by Jaron Tall in his first. They were preseason 6th, currently setting that tie for 7th. And they are 13-11 overall, 10-9 inside the conference, much like Columbia is under Najarius Green in his 3rd season. Anaya Keeling in her 2nd season as his assistant. They are 10-9 in the conference, but 17-9 overall, so a little bit better overall record. They are 7-7 on the road, though, and both teams looking for their 2nd win in a row. Columbia College's last win includes a win against, I guess you could say, cross-city rival there in the conference, Columbia International, as both teams there based in Columbia, South Carolina. They picked up a win on their home floor, 84-38. Of course, CIU Lady Rams, not one of the best teams in the conference, so a very lopsided affair in that one. The last time these two teams met, it was a 65-57 loss. As just mentioned, that 8-point loss over in Columbia. It was one where the Lady Bulldogs had the lead after the first quarter, but then Columbia kind of doubled them up in the second quarter. The Lady Bulldogs won the third quarter, a big margin, 25-9. But then on the flip side, Columbia came back in the fourth quarter and beat them in that quarter 25-9. So each team in the second half put up 25 points, but then only scored 9 in the opposite quarter as well. So Lady Bulldogs could not pull out a victory there. Leading scorer in that previous matchup for the Lady Bulldogs was Jalea Lindsay, the freshman from Walker Valley. She had 16 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, followed by Jacelyn Stone, who had 14 points and 6 boards and 3 assists. And then Anna Crowder right there with 9 points, just one shy of a double-double in that matchup. She had 11 rebounds, 3 assists in the previous meeting. On the other side for Columbia, some key players to watch. Kishana Fair, number 25, she had 15 points in that series. And Tasane Love had 12 points, 4 boards, and then another 12-point for Michaela Street, along with 8 boards for the Koalas in that previous matchup. So we will see what they can get going here today. Tennessee Wesleyan averaging 65 points on the season. Columbia 76 points. Both teams shooting the high 30% from the field. Wesleyan has a 3% difference advantage there from behind the arc, 28.7 compared to the 25.9 from Columbia. And it's Anna Crowder that's fifth in the conference for the Lady Bulldogs at her three-point percentage at 40 on the number there. Gets good for fifth in the conference. She's also fourth in the conference in rebounds per game at 8 even as well. And she averages 13.2. She's going to be a key player to watch as usual. Lady Bulldogs only giving up 61 points, where the Koalas give up just roughly 70 points per game. So it's the defense that struggles for Columbia looking at those totals. But again, Lady Bulldogs trying to get 2 wins in a row here against Columbia. Today would be a good conference win and maybe be able to jump them in the conference standings, or at least help maybe some tie break against Columbia, as both teams sitting in seventh. Top 10 teams go to the conference tournament, so no real worry about that with only 3 games, including today, left on the regular season. They should have supplanted their place in Kingsport. So let's go ahead. Let's take a 90-second break, and then we'll be back with starting lineups. Back in 90 seconds. Jason Stone, the 5'5" senior guard, 14.5 points per game to lead the Lady Bulldogs in scoring from Decatur, Tennessee as well. Number 10, J.C. Powell, 5'8" senior guard, 8.2 points per game from Decatur, Tennessee. Jalea Lindsay, number 23, the 5'9" freshman forward, 11.7 points per game for the freshman from Cleveland, Tennessee. And then 35, Courtney Farr, 6-foot junior forward from Benton, Tennessee. Those are your starting lineups as Coach Jason Smith meets his ball club out on the floor. One last huddle. Tennessee Wesleyan, the home white uniforms, blue numerals. Columbia, all black unis, purple, dark purple numerals trimmed in white. Tennessee Wesleyan's last time out on the floor was a tough one against U-Pike on this floor, at least, where they made a huge comeback down 21-0 to start that one. They will look to avoid starting 21-0 against Columbia here today, but against Kentucky Christian, they made a big comeback there. Won at 70-65, team high rebounds on the season of 46. It was Lindsay with 17 points, 3 boards, 4 assists to lead them. Anna Crowder had 11 points, 8 rebounds. Alexis Bates, 11 points. And then Powell had 5 points, 10 rebounds. And Stone, 9.7 assists. Some of the key players from their previous timeout up in Kentucky Christian. Three-pointer off the mark here quickly for Columbia. And so Tennessee Wesleyan will get the ball just 17 seconds into this one. 4 10-minute quarters coming your way. Lady Bulldogs will see full court pressure here, moving from our left to our right. Powell catches it near midcourt, gets it back to the point guard and Stone. Stone, top of the key with it. Stone has it back in the corner, off a pass, three-pointer off the mark. Anna Crowder with a big offensive board, though. And she'll circle it back out. Shot clock reset to 20. Now it's already down to 15. Crowder goes trying to get a backdoor pass to Lindsay, but couldn't make it work. So still nothing. Almost a minute gone. Lob down low, and Columbia's going to strike first. Davis gets the first lay in there, and Columbia on the board here early. Left wing, Anna Crowder with it. Now Powell near corner finds Farr on a baseline cut. Her shot off the mark. They move it back around. Shot clock did not reset. Ball didn't hit the rim. A drive by Crowder. It's stolen away here. Inside it goes, low. Gets fouled on the shot underneath by the Lady Bulldogs. This foul is going to be on J.C. Powell, her first, team first of the quarter. Tasanya Lowe will step to the line, 56% shooter on the season. I think Coach Smith was questioning one of the officials, but it was in reference to the shot clock. Felt like it should reset, but I don't know that Farr's layup in there really hit off the rim. Lowe does make the first one. It's 3-0 Columbia in front. Lowe's second one on the way, and it comes off to the right. Powell collects the rebound there. Stone flips it across court to Crowder, back top of the key to Powell. Powell guarded there by Hermanson. It's going to be Crowder with it, top of the key, sends it to Farr at the elbow extended. Farr looking, drives to the right, hands it off to Stone. She fakes the three, drive, dishes it behind her to Crowder. Skip pass over to Powell. Left wing three is good for J.C. Powell. We're knotted up at 3 apiece. Good ball movement there by the Lady Bulldogs as they will drop back defensively. Columbia can keep the lead, though. They go left side, Fester with it. Now hands it off to Lowe. Top of the key, it's Wall. Three-pointer on the way, off the mark there. Rebounded by Lindsay. Lindsay gonna get it up to Powell, left side of the floor. Powell, cross-court pass to Stone, has to throw it away, but it ends up off the foot of Fester. And the Lady Bulldogs will keep the possession. Lob into Stone into the front court, sends it left side to Powell. Lindsay was trying to get her a screen for another open three. Here's Crowder around the screen from Farr, lets the defender pass by her, 15-footer off the mark. Rebound collected here by Davis. She'll clear it out to Wall. Wall into the circle, drops it back to Davis. Head fake, drives left side of the lane, kicks it outside to Lowe, back to Davis. Left wing three, too strong, goes over the backside. Hermanson gets the rebound. And they'll pass it outside to Wall. Wall on the wing, gets it to Fester. 10 to shoot. 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Tied up at 3 apiece here early. Three-pointer by Wall is good. She steps into that one, and it's 6-3. The Koalas are up. Middle of the floor, Powell gets it to Stone, double team, so somebody's got to be open. Crowder's going to take the three on the left wing, just a little too short. Rebound battled for it, comes out to Wall. Now Lowe, nobody's got her. Layup blocked by Lindsay inside, though. Good recovery by Jalea Lindsay. Didn't look like she was going to get there in time. Crowder passes up the three. Skips the pass to Stone near wing. Stone gets around a screen from Farr, gets to the left block. Turnaround in the lane, no good. Just a short shot right there. Should have been good, but Stone just a little too much off the back of the rim. Pass down to Davis into the paint, working against Farr. Good defense by Courtney Farr, forces the outlet pass. 6 minutes to go in the quarter. 6-3, Columbia in front. Step back 2 for Wall is no good. Long rebound chased down by Stone. Good hustle there by the senior. Up to Powell. Powell, left side, it goes to Lindsay. She'll drive and dish to Farr. She's wide open for 3 at the top of the key, and it's nothing but net. We're tied up at 6. Second time we have been tied already in this one. Tennessee Wesleyan sending a couple of subs to the table. Actually, both teams are. Columbia about turns it over. Hermanson chases it down. Hands it off to Fester. Now a 3 coming from Davis at the top. Missed it. Rebound pulled off by Anna Crowder. Lost her footing, but Powell there to pick up the loose ball. Stone past her defender. Stone into the low paint. Throws up a shot. Doesn't get it to fall, but she'll draw 2 foul shots coming as Davis is going to pick up her first foul. Columbia is going to get 4 new players in. Tennessee Wesleyan is going to get 2, and that is number 2, Tally Lawson, 5'6" sophomore guard from Decatur, Tennessee, along with number 5, Julia Howard, the 5'9" freshman forward from Decatur, Tennessee as well. Stone at the line gives the Lady Bulldogs their first lead now, 7-6. Midway through this first quarter. Stone's second one rolls off to the right. Rebound collected by Columbia. It's going to be Kendon Dawson bringing it up the floor. She'll drop it to number 15, Cecilia Burke. Low on the far wing, jumps it into the low block. Michaela Street had it. Now they clear it back out to Burke. Screen set for Dawson. And then Columbia throws it away in the corner. They were trying to get it back out to Low, but they turn it over. They'll still press. Full court, 2-2-1 press shown by Columbia. Number 10, Jaden Haynes in as well for Columbia. It's Lindsay out front with it. Howard trying to post up down low. Wesleyan gets it to her at the high post this time. Now a backdoor cut by Powell. Layup is good. 9-6. Lady Bulldogs lead this one by 3. Their largest lead of the ball game. Left side. It comes to Haynes, straight down the middle of the lane, and an offensive foul called as Haynes runs over Tally Lawson. Number 12, Alexis Bates, is going to check in for Stone. 5'6" senior guard out of Kodak, Tennessee. And Lowe's going to check out for Columbia. Shaderica Stringfellow checks in, number 3, senior guard from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Lawson gets to the free throw line, dumps it back outside to Powell. Powell going to drive down, trying to go for back-to-back layups. Missed this one over the head of Howard. Lawson got a hand on the pass, but picked up here by Stringfellow. Three-pointer launched by Dawson, and just like that, we're tied up once again, this time at 9 apiece. So each team has been able to tie it up with 3 balls. Now Wesleyan has a pass stolen. Lawson gets it right back up to Lindsay. Lindsay's layup on the right side is good. The Lady Bulldogs back in front here by 2, 11-9. Near side. It's going to be Dawson with it. Quick crossover, trying to get baseline. Long pass stolen away here by Powell. Powell up to Bates. Wesleyan has numbers. Bates is going to push it all the way in. High off the glass. Shot no good, but she'll get 2 shots coming as the foul is going to be on number 12, Michaela Street, her first. Team 3rd of the quarter. Again, we've been tied 3 times. Lead has changed hands twice. Powell and Lindsay will check out as Anna Crowder returns along with number 3, Abby Barr, 5'8" senior guard from Sweetwater, Tennessee. Alexis Bates makes the first one, puts Wesleyan back in front by 3 with 3:19 to play here in the first quarter. Bates' second one is good, so now a 4-point lead, the largest of the game for TWU. Far side of the floor. Dawson with it, drives, dishes near side. Stringfellow fires the 3. and it's now a 1-point game. Tennessee Wesleyan gets it across half court, now up to Lawson. Wide open, crosses over into the paint, sidesteps the defender. Layup off the glass is good. Just a nice up and under move by Lawson on the pump fake. Puts the Lady Bulldogs back in front by 3. Near side, it's going to be Haynes with it. Top of the key, it goes over to Burke. Burke, a little backdoor cut there by Stringfellow. Blocked out of bounds by Tennessee Wesleyan. Shot clock at 16, game clock at 2:36. Pass coming in from Dawson. They work it around the top of the key. Stringfellow with it, guarded by Lawson. Pass to the left wing. It's going to be Dawson. Crosses over, around the screen. Then has to get it to Burke, who set the screen. She'll fire the triple, missed it. Lawson collects the rebound here for Tennessee Wesleyan. She'll send it cross court to Crowder. Crowder gets to the left block. Touch off the glass is good for Anna Crowder. That's a 5-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. 2:10 to play in the quarter, up 5. Stringfellow trying to cut it down, and she does. Hits another 3. That's the second for Stringfellow. And then quickly answering on the other end, Julia Howard quickly puts them back in front by 4. Then Wesleyan gets a steal at midcourt. Crowder with it. Quick crossover by her defender. Kick out to Lawson. Lawson saves it in the near corner, but now Howard comes to help. Lawson picks it up. Back to Howard it goes. Out of bounds off of Columbia. Wesleyan, a couple of missed opportunities there. Had a fast break. About throw it away in the corner, and then Lawson saves it. Gets it to her former high school teammate in Howard, and Howard back to Lawson, and they just keep bobbling it. Inbounds comes from Bates here. Crowder out front. Minute 30 to play in the quarter. Wesleyan leading at 19-15. Quick crossover by Crowder. Bates on the left wing. 8 to shoot. Bates drive, dishes to Lawson. She'll fire the triple. Off to the left. Battling for it was Bates, but it's going to be Street that wins the battle there. She gets into the front court. Columbia will set up. They're going to fire a 3 from Haynes. No good off to the left side, and then a foul called on Stringfellow. Her first, team 4th. And that's going to allow Wesleyan to bring it up the floor with 1:06 to play. First quarter action. Great crowd on hand from the local community. Gym across the way filled up, except for the student section, which a lot of athletic teams in season and traveling. Here's Crowder on the right wing, drives inside, dishes it back to Bates. She'll fire the triple, rattles off the front, ball bounces around. Lawson comes away with it for Tennessee Wesleyan. Here's Bates into the paint, goes up high, and it hits off the top of the backboard and in for Alexis Bates. 3-point opportunity coming for her as Haynes is going to pick up her second. 6-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs. 45 seconds remaining. Substitutions as Lowe is going to check back in here for Columbia. 1 shot coming for Alexis Bates. And she converts the 3-point play at the line. 7-point advantage now for the home team. Up the floor is Dawson. Goes to the right wing, hands it off to Lowe, dribbles it to the top of the key. Now it's going to be Burke with it, lob down low, trying to get it to to Street. Street lost the ball. Ball still on the ground. Lawson, Howard, and Dawson all battling for it. They'll call held ball, and it will give it to Tennessee Wesleyan on the possession arrow. 26.1, so the Lady Bulldogs could take the last shot here of the quarter. Shooting 50% from the field so far. Columbia 41.7. Right wing, Lawson, skip pass, cross court to Barr. Top of the key, Crowder back to Barr. Howard sets a hard screen, and they're going to get a moving screen on Julia Howard there. Trying to set a screen for Crowder to drive, so with 12.2, it's going to be Hermanson and Davis back in for Columbia. As Stringfellow and Burke will take a seat. And Columbia trailing Wesleyan 22-15, going to try to take the last shot of the first quarter. Clock's already down to 8 before they can get across half court. Out front, quick crossover by Dawson. Now gets it to Street, pump fake at the 15-foot line, and they're not going to get a shot off. Columbia took too long to get it going, so at the end of the first quarter, Tennessee Wesleyan up 22-15 after it was close for most of the first quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds, though, back in 60. Back here for the second quarter action. Tennessee Wesleyan up 22-15. We were tied 3 times in the first quarter. Each team had the lead one time, and Tennessee Wesleyan took it over with 5:09, and then again at 3:35 after a couple of ties, and have not looked back. Columbia opens with the ball in the quarter. It's going to be Davis. Drives into the paint, spins to the middle of the floor. Shot no good. Sierra Bates on the defense there, number 22. 6-foot senior forward from Kodak, twin sister of Alexis Bates. Wesleyan throws it away here off the fingertips of Lindsay as her and Stone miscommunicate. They've got a couple of other players out there. Number 14, Aubrey Long, 5'6" sophomore guard from Benton, Tennessee. Ella Crowder, number 25, 5'9" senior forward from Decatur. Of course, sister of Anna Crowder, twin sister. So it's Lindsay, Stone, Bates, Long, and Ella Crowder out there is another jumper for Columbia off the mark. Stone, quick pass up to Lindsay, and Sells too strong. So Wesleyan back-to-back trips, turning it over on some passing. 45 seconds gone, and then Columbia's going to turn it over as Lowe sent it to Dawson, and Dawson wasn't looking. It just sails straight out of bounds, so Wesleyan's going to have it under their own goal because it wasn't touched on the inbound. So maybe catching a break there. 9:14 to go in the quarter. Just 46 seconds have rolled off the clock. Stone keying it in. Long outlet to Crowder, intercepted there by Dawson. Maybe a little makeup for her after missing the pass from Lowe earlier. Dawson goes left side. Layup is good as Dawson goes coast to coast. It's a 5-point game, 22-17. Columbia strikes first in the third. In the second. Stone drives all the way in. A lot of contact, no call. And then a foul on the rebound by the Lady Bulldogs. This one's going to be on 14, Aubrey Long, her first, team first of the quarter. It's going to bring Fester and Wall back to the line or floor for Columbia. Columbia making sure they got the inbound correct this time. Wesleyan showing man-to-man defense. Wall, now on the near side it comes to Fester. Deeper into the corner, it was to Lowe. She brings it back out front to Davis. Lowe, a little corner 3 faked. Now she'll kick it out to Wall. Top of the key, Davis with it. She'll put it on the floor to the right side. Hands it off there to Hermanson, guarded tightly by Lindsay. Pass deflected, ball loose. Crowder comes away with a steal, hands it off to Lindsay. Lindsay going to coast here. Missed the layup inside. Ball loose on the rebound. Stone collects it. Columbia had it, but then they fought each other over it. Wesleyan, another opportunity. Here's Long looking. Backdoor cut by Lindsay. Left wide open. Perfect move there by Jalea Lindsay and good feed by Long. 7-point lead once again, 24-17. 8 minutes to go in the quarter. Spin move by Lowe on the block, and they'll say she traveled with it. Coach Green for Columbia upset with that call. He thought it was going to be a foul shot opportunity for him. But Tennessee Wesleyan will have it. Now getting an explanation from that official that made the call. Spin by Long, drops it down to Bates on the baseline. Bates near side out to Long. High post feed from Lindsay. Now Lindsay gets it back on the give and go, and it's out of bounds off of her hands. Her and Bates were trying to connect on that one. It's going to be a Wall to get it across the time stripe, guarded by Stone in the front court. Davis working against Bates, goes right side, dishes it into the corner. Three-pointer by Fester is good, and it's now just a 4-point game. Tennessee Wesleyan, though, still in front. 2.5 minutes gone in the quarter. Coach Smith wanted the charge call on the drive by Davis, didn't get it. Here's Long, far side, gets a screen from Lindsay. Looking for help, gets it out to Stone. Top of the key, 10 to shoot, 7 to play. Stone around the screen from Bates, drops it behind her to Bates. Bates pull up, left-handed jumper in the lane is good for Sierra Bates. 6-point advantage, 26 to 20. 6:50 to go. Here's Wall, crossover, gets inside the arc. Now she'll move it out to Davis. Davis fires a three, short on it. They're going to let that ball roll out of bounds, and it also lets Wesleyan get 3 subs in. Number 1, Anna Crowder. Number 2, Tally Lawson. Number 10, J.C. Powell. And it's going to be 11, Anaya Hightower, the junior guard, checking in for Columbia from North Augusta, South Carolina. Also, Cecilia Burt checks back in for the Koalas. Stone brings it near side to get across half court. Gets around a screen from Bates, top of the key. Now Crowder with it at the top, left wing to Stone. Pass down to Bates. Bates back to the basket. Tried to make a left-handed lay-in, couldn't get it against Burke there, so here come the Koalas. Lowe driving in, uncontested at the rim. Wesleyan tried to cut her off down the lane, but trying to avoid the foul as well, overplayed it. 6:10 to go. Lawson with control of the ball. 26-22 your score. Tennessee Wesleyan in front. Lawson, step back three, missed it. Ball battled for. Collecting it though was Fester. She'll get it up to Wall. Columbia pushing the pace quickly. Lowe fires a three from the far wing, and it's good. Back to a 1-point game. Wesleyan led it by as many as 7 with 8 minutes to go in the quarter. Now 5:45 to go, and it's a 1-point advantage. Bates with it. Top of the key to Crowder, sets a screen for Crowder. She'll go opposite side, left side of the lane it is. Crowder, a little spin jumper in the lane is good. She spun to her left and makes it 3-point game. Now they get a steal. Crowder steps in front of the pass. Dropped it back to Stone. It's a 3-on-2 break. Stone goes up, and she'll draw the 2-shot foul there against Burke. That's going to be her first, team second. And so Jacelyn Stone will step to the line, 75% shooter. Courtney Farr coming back to the scorer's table. Stone makes the first one. Puts the Lady Bulldogs back in front by 4. 5:20 to play. Stone makes the second one. Didn't even really have to look at that one. She started running back already. Bates will exit as Courtney Farr in for the Lady Bulldogs. 5:20 to go here in the second quarter. Tennessee Wesleyan up by 5. Wall out front, high post feed. Passed up on the give and go. Instead, it's Lowe now with it. Quick crossover into the lane. Euro step through the lane, and the layup is good by Hightower. 30-27. Crowder with it on the far wing. Crowder gets a screen from Farr, goes left side, gets to the high post. She'll kick it back out to Stone. Ella Crowder back at the scorer's table for the Lady Bulldogs. Anna Crowder, though, will hit the three from the left side again. And it's a 6-point game, 33-27. 4:45 to go. Drive here by Hightower again, running hook shot no good. Crowder clears out the rebound. Under 4.5. Crowder's going to bring it all the way up the floor, gets into the paint. Kick out to Farr, right wing. She'll fire the three. Back-to-back threes for the Lady Bulldogs. And that's going to force a quick timeout by Columbia, as the Lady Bulldogs have pushed their lead to the largest of 9 after back-to-back threes. Timeout on the court. We'll be back in 30 seconds. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright here in this Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader against Columbia College. First time we can say that here on WJSQ is Columbia, normally just an all-women's team. They've added a men's program and their head coach, Jake Deere, making the move from Point. Used to be at Point University in the conference. Now at Columbia, he's standing over there talking to athletic director Donnie Mayfield. Here's a three by Columbia out of the timeout. And it is a quick one, and it's good for Wall. So it cuts the deficit down to 6. Under 4 to go, 36-30. Wesleyan had hit back-to-back three-pointers between Crowder and Farr. Down low, Powell back to the basket, spins across the lane. A three-point opportunity coming here. This one is an and one. As the basket is good, the foul is going to be called on Hightower, her first. Now it's just the team second. Had that wrong earlier. 8-point lead. Powell converts the original three-point opportunity. Back to a 9-point lead here. So technically 3 straight threes for the Lady Bulldogs. They can just get a stop here. It's Wall that just hit the three for Columbia. Gets it up to Fester, top of the key. Right wing, now back to Fester at the top. Powell got in the passing lane, but able to save it with Street. Now she'll throw it away into the backcourt as her and Fester could not communicate. Skip pass there from Street. She's trying to send it flying back up top of the key. So with 3:14 to go, 9-point advantage, Lady Bulldogs could put this into a double-digit lead. It's going to be Dawson back in here for the Koalas. Stone catches the inbounds. Fresh 30. She'll pull up from 15 feet, though. Missed it. Chased her own rebound down. Tipped out. Lowe will collect it in the far corner for the Koalas. Lowe across the time stripe. Driving all the way in. Running floater. No good. And they will count the basket, actually. Never mind. Thought it was going to be a foul on the floor, but Lowe is going to head to the stripe. With 2:59 showing on the game clock. Ella Crowder's going to pick up her first, team second in the quarter. Davis back in here as Fester will take a seat. Free throw by Lowe, no good. Crowder battling for the rebound. Going to get fouled hard underneath by 20. Davis, her second, team third. Thought maybe that was going to be on Street, but was on Davis. Lindsay back in for Ella Crowder. Fester quickly right back in for Davis with the 2 fouls. And number 10, it's going to be Haynes back in here for Hightower. 2:58 to go now, 39-32. Tennessee Wesleyan still in front. Stone going to push it across the time stripe. Hands it off to Crowder. Crowder gets a screen from Farr, finds Lindsay left wing off the pass. Stone trying to handle the pass and steps out of bounds. Is a little high on the cross-court pass. And so Columbia will have it with 2:44 to go. Well, about 10 seconds running off that shot clock and game clock at that point. Dawson, she'll hand it off. Now back, she gets it from Lowe. Backdoor cut by Street and out of bounds. They'll say it was deflected by Tennessee Wesleyan. So it's going to be Dawson to key it in underneath, 17 on the shot clock. Wesleyan face guarding everybody. Here's Street, gets it. Goes past Powell, missed the shot, gets her on board, fighting through a lot of contact. Fights through it and makes the jumper in the lane. And a timeout called by Coach Jason Smith with 2:23 to go, leading it by 5. With timeout on the court. We'll be back in 30 seconds, back in 30. here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. Lady Bulldogs lead this one 39-34. Both teams shooting above 50%. 52% roughly for the Lady Bulldogs, 54% for the Koalas. Pass down to far from Lindsay, back to Lindsay. It goes on the perimeter and airballs a three. Lady Bulldogs, nothing going after the timeout there. Here's Lowe just battling her way in, and the foul called on Anna Crowder inside. As Lowe was kind of sidestepping, driving in there a couple of different ways, but Crowder couldn't avoid getting the foul call. Coach Smith is even pleading the case that her hands are up and she's in a good defensive position. Shouldn't be a foul. 3 team fouls for both. Low into the lane, stripped by Stone here, is trying to go up. Stone, 3-on-2 break. Goes to the left block, slides to a stop, now gets it back out on the perimeter. Powell has it right wing off the feed from Crowder, and it's too strong. Ball on the ground, picked up by Columbia, and Columbia steps on the baseline. Fester will kind of reset step. We'll turn it over to Tennessee Wesleyan. 1:43 to go here in the second quarter of action. Wesleyan clinging to a 5-point lead. Has led it by as many as 9. Controlled the lead since 3:35 left in the first quarter. Crowder, 15-foot line, thought about it. Now she'll step a couple of feet in, misses the jumper. Powell chases down the offensive board. Trying to get it out was Powell, but it's out of bounds off of Columbia. Wall back in, Dawson out. Shot clock at 18. Stone going to be the inbounder underneath. Gets it in near corner to Powell. Powell will dribble it and pass it up top to Farr. Farr moves it to the left wing for Lindsay. Lindsay drives in the paint, kicks it open to Stone. Stone for 3, just off the back iron. Looked good the whole way. Ball rebounded but tipped around. Lowe comes away with it for Columbia. Left corner feeds Wall. Little ball fake behind the back dribble. Between the legs, working against Crowder. Running floater in the lane is good, and it's a 3-point game now. Tennessee Wesleyan up 39-36. Minute 5 to play. Wesleyan then turns it over on the baseline. Throws it over the head of Lindsay. 1:02 to go. It's going to be Wall across the time stripe, hands it off to Fester. Fester dribbled it to Lowe, but Lindsay, good job of cutting her off there. I'm sorry, that was Haynes over there on the far side. It's going to be Fester for 3, dead off the inside of the rim. Falls straight down, rebounded by Haynes. Put back no good. Wesleyan finally gets it. Lindsay getting maybe a couple of blocks right there. Powell got the rebound. 34 seconds to go. Crowder, top of the key. Farr comes to set a screen for her. She goes opposite side of it. Kicks it back to Farr. She'll take the 3. That one bounces up off the rim and the backboard into the hands. It goes of Street. 20 seconds to go. Coach Green wants them to back it up. They're going to take the last shot of the half. It's 12 seconds to play. 39-36. They could tie it up with a deep shot. They've hit 7 of 15. Inside it goes to Street. Street turns it over. Crowder has it. Sends it flying 3/4 of the court, and it's just off to the right. And so at the end of the second quarter and into the half here, Tennessee Wesleyan clinging to a 3-point advantage after leading it by as many as 9 late here in the second quarter. They lead it by 3, 39-36 from James L. Robb Gymnasium, as both teams will head to the locker room. And plenty that Tennessee Wesleyan can work on. 7 turnovers currently. Columbia with 11 of their own. So we'll see what they can do to make adjustments coming up in the third quarter. But right now, let's go ahead. Let's take a 2-minute break from James L. Robb. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Back here from James L. Robb, where it's 39-36 here at halftime of the women's game. Tennessee Wesleyan leading this one, but it was Columbia that went on a 6-0 run in the final 3 minutes of the game. Well, Wesleyan could not get a field goal to fall for them. They were shooting above 50% up until that point. Now only shooting 43.8%, where Columbia 52% from the floor. Tennessee Wesleyan, though, 7 of 8 from the charity stripe. Columbia only 1 of 3, but it's the turnovers that Tennessee Wesleyan has caused themselves in the front court. It's only been a couple of backcourt turnovers. Out of the 7, majority of them have been passes that have sailed to the baseline or out of bounds off fingertips. So a lot that the Lady Bulldogs can work on, and Coach Jason Smith will have his club getting adjusted. But as we normally do here on WJSQ and halftime of the Wesleyan games, we get a chat with a Bulldog and, of course, a Lady Bulldog at halftime of the men's game. But this one's going to be a familiar name and face if we were on any kind of TV, but it is Ty Runyon, local McMinn County product, one of a few. There's not a lot that make it to Tennessee Wesleyan, at least to play in terms of basketball, especially on the men's side. There's been a handful of them, but Ty Runyon, a local product, listed as a sophomore here for Tennessee Wesleyan, averaging 4.7 a game, 2 rebounds a game, 2 assists per game, and really has had a lot of opportunities to control the point guard position for Coach Randy Casey, especially coming off the bench to help out Amari Young in that role. And so, Ty, first off, let's talk a little bit. I've gotten to know you over a couple of years, so I know a little bit about the story. But for those that don't know, talk about your path to come to Tennessee Wesleyan and that decision to stay here locally.
Yeah, it was about towards the end of my senior year, I really picked up communication with Coach Stone, and he expressed interest that he wanted me to come and play here. And, I really just couldn't pass up the opportunity to stay home, see your family all the time, and just compete. I couldn't pass it up.
And you're exactly right. Your family's usually here. They kind of sit down the row from me up here on the top row. And so it allows family and friends to come watch you. But also, I know you can head back and watch your little brother play, Madden play at McMinn, which – tough one last night. We may talk about that a little bit. But obviously, coaching change happened here in the offseason. Coach Ray Stone, who brought you here, is now assistant athletic director. But Randy Casey kind of comes in and takes over. And some players might have to make that adjustment. But you, I guess, out of everybody on this team, had the benefit of knowing what was to come.
Right.
With Coach Randy Casey, because you got the 1 year with him at McMinn County High School when he took over the job there, and so your senior year was his first year. How was that for you? Now, it was something I heard both of you kind of talk about back and forth, and especially Coach Casey was like, he wished he had another year with you at McMinn, and so as it turns out, he ends up with you here at Tennessee Wesleyan.
Yeah, right.
How was that transition for you?
It was fun. I think it's always good to, share an experience with somebody that you already been through stuff with. I think I was kind of like the archer man, like the lead man. Like I knew what was to come, so like I was prepared, man. Paul Revere, I guess you could say, rode back on the horse. Let everybody know what was to come. His system, what he liked to do. So I thought that was cool. I was real familiar with that. I was able to show some guys and just help out with that.
Has there been much that he has changed? Obviously, the high school to the college game is different. But has there been much that he changed from McMinn, or has it all been kind of that comfortable and familiarity for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the same systems, a little bit different, but really he's just allowing us to play. We just make the cuts, read the defense, really. We're out there, we're pushing the ball up and down the court, just making reads and just out there playing, really.
Obviously, as I mentioned, you kind of come off the bench in that backup guard role, but that doesn't mean you're not playing. I mean, you average 16 minutes coming off the bench. You've played in pretty much every game that the Bulldogs have played in. But what is it about the trust that maybe Coach Casey has in you to be that go-to guy when maybe one of the starters and either Peyton or Amari getting some foul trouble, it's you coming in to relieve them?
I think it's just trust built through practice and just seeing what I could do. I think with everybody on the team, I think like we all trust each other. Like there's no like side stuff or nothing like that. Like we all believe each other. We can make the right plays no matter who's in the game, and I think that just helps a lot.
Obviously, it's been kind of a roller coaster season for you all in a way. There's been some games where you've lost that probably should have won or couldn't close out. But then one thing that keeps coming to my mind as the season has gone on, y'all have now knocked off the #1 team in the conference in 3 home games. I think pretty much 3 straight home games almost. And that includes Bryan. It includes, I'm losing track of Bryan and Milligan. And then U-Pike came to town, and y'all took care of U-Pike. And Pikeville, where Coach Casey had spent some time as well. A lot of full circle moments here.
Right.
They were probably one of the toughest looking teams I'd seen all year, but you all handled business against them. What is it about maybe playing in this gym that helps you all the most?
Yeah, I think the home court advantage is real. You know, we always knock down shots in here, but I think we believe that we're better than anybody on any given night, really, and we just got to show up and prove it every night, and I think that's what we're really working on right now.
You have now a 2-game winning streak, that win against Pikeville, then you went on the road at Kentucky Christian Wednesday night, and that was one y'all had to make a big comeback in that one, I believe, down double digits in that one late and come back to win it 81-74. What was it about the road game that really helped y'all?
I think, well, I guess we're just a little bit of a second-half team this year. You know, we tend to do that a little bit. But, yeah, I think it's just we just got to get off to good starts. But I think once we get in the flow of the game, we're really good at picking it up and, you know, getting the dubs.
Yeah, it may give Coach some cardiac problems later on in life, and several of us, I know. But those comebacks are always fun and entertaining, that's for sure. Obviously, Ty, you're here as a student athlete, so student being the first part of that. Talk to us a little bit about the academic side, kind of what's your focus there?
So, yeah, I'm a business admin major. I just recently kind of picked up in the HR area, so I'm taking some classes in that. Really, I think that's what my focus is going to be, so I've been enjoying that.
All right, so go into the world of HR, maybe.
Yeah.
That's takes a special kind of individual to get in the HR world.
For sure.
Obviously, college to high school is quite a bit different. Speed of the game, but also classes are different. You're not necessarily going to class maybe every day. What is kind of the change for you from being here locally and in town at the high school to coming to Tennessee Wesleyan, classes like for you?
Yeah, so I do have classes every day, but they're usually done like around 11 or 12 every day. So I really take advantage of, you know, you got more time to spend with your friends, you know, get in the gym. And I think it's just always good, like you said, hometown, like I can visit people all the time on my free time. So I've just really been enjoying it.
I know you've got a good group of friends that follow you, a couple of guys that you went to McMinn with or at school here. I know Matthew Pledge, I think, is playing baseball,
right.
So he's in school here. And so a couple of guys that are here at every game. Let's talk a little bit about I got to talk about your little brother.
Okay.
I don't know, Madden Cobb, just a sophomore at McMinn.
Right.
The lefty, we've noticed. He's a lefty. How much do you all, I mean, there's got to be some sibling rivalry a little bit maybe. Do you challenge each other now a little bit? Who has helped more, I guess?
I'd say I definitely helped him more. You know, that's just a little personal thing. But, yeah, I think it's definitely a rivalry. You know, it started since we were kids. We could just be playing the video game and it could turn into a fight. But, yeah, I say we definitely push each other. I know this summer he got in here with me a little bit, and we got a little bit of fiery competitiveness going. So I think we really just going to keep building off that, you know, just make each other better.
He is undoubtedly, and it flashes back to when you played for McMinn County and got to call some of those games for you that I know his spin move in the lane, like just driving to the lane, and he spins so fast.
Yeah.
Defenders don't have a clue. Tyler Salzman and I that cover the McMinn games here on WJSQ, we're talking about that. Just he has a knack for getting to the rim using that left hand. Unfortunately, Cherokees did drop a tough one against Walker Valley last night. Mustangs, it was ugly. They put up 40 points in the fourth quarter to pick up a district win, but still a lot of basketball left for those guys and a lot of guys that you've been around and played with. Obviously, for you, though, going from a system your senior year with Randy Casey and then coming here now kind of technically in your second year as far as classification, what has been the biggest adjustment, something that you had to work on in your own game to get better?
I would say my time management of the game sometimes, you know, like coming off from McMinn, you know, I didn't really have a leash, I guess you could say. I mean, you could put up whatever you wanted to. I think here was more like controlling my shots, you know, and getting shots for other people and knowing situations and when to do things and when not to do things, I think was the biggest thing for me.
You all kind of find yourselves in a tie for sixth right now with Montreat. You got 3 games left. You got Columbia today, a newcomer to the conference, a team that y'all have already battled once this season and won on the road 84-62. So you know you've gotten the better of them. But then you travel to Milligan on, I believe it's next. Well, sometime next week, and then you got Truett McConnell next week. So 3 games. Do y'all like your chances of winning the rest of the games on the regular season, maybe even climbing up the rankings a little bit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, we talked about it. We believe we could win out, and that's what we plan to do, you know, and just keep building on that, taking it to the conference tournament.
Is there anything from the Columbia game that you may remember that y'all have got a key to focus on?
Yeah, they're real big and physical, so we know that we got to limit second chances, you know, and protect the paint.
Well, Ty, it's been great catching up with you again, and it's always a pride thing to see somebody in a local high school come here and succeed at this level for Tennessee Wesleyan and stay local. One, as you mentioned, family and friends get to come watch you, so we know we got the gym with several people here
always
supporting Ty Runyon. Well, Ty, appreciate it. Best of luck. We'll let you go finish,
yes, sir.
I guess, stretching before that game. So Ty Runyon, part of the men's program here at Tennessee Wesleyan, chatting with us here at halftime. The women up 39-36 over Columbia College currently, as we are about set for the start of the third quarter. But let's go ahead. Let's take a 30-second break, and then we'll be back with some stats. Back in 30. Back here from James L. Robb, we're at halftime as it closes out. Just chatted with Ty Runyon, local product of McMinn County High School. He is now playing for the coach he had his senior year at McMinn County High School, and Randy Casey. That game coming up after the women's game, and a short break in between the games there. But nonetheless, Tennessee Wesleyan Lady Bulldogs trying to get the shots to fall will be a key, but also protecting the ball. They do not turn it over a whole lot. But already at 7, so just right at half of what they do per game at 13.7 on the season. So we'll see if they can get some ball security taken care of here in the second half, as they will start with a 3-point lead and the ball, it looks like. Columbia shooting 52% at halftime from the field. Tennessee Wesleyan 43.8. Behind the arc, Wesleyan 30.8. Columbia 46.7. Behind the free throw line, it's Tennessee Wesleyan 87.5 compared to the 33.3. 11-7 turnovers do favor Tennessee Wesleyan, but got to stop making them here in the second. Total rebounds, they're getting out rebounded by 116-15. First attempt by the Lady Bulldogs is off the mark. Three-pointer on the way, tipped out now by Farr to Crowder. It was Powell that took the three, missed it. So it's 2 opportunities here again. Far inside gets the first points on the board for the Lady Bulldogs in the quarter. 30 seconds into the quarter, they're up by 5. It's going to be Lowe to send it to Davis. Now Fester, top of the key, has it. They work it into the corner. Lowe has it just stolen away by Stone. Stone going to push the pace. 4-on-1 break. Stone layup on the right side, and it is good off the glass. 7-point advantage quickly here under a minute played for the Lady Bulldogs. They don't get back. Well, luckily a miss by Wall, and Crowder will have the rebound. Top of the key, Stone with it. Stone calling for a screen. Instead bounces it over to Farr. Back to Stone, top of the key, working off the dribble. Head fake, now she'll drive right side of the lane. Kicks it to Lindsay. Lindsay back to Stone. Head fakes a corner 3, 8 to shoot. Crowder calling for a screen. Goes left side of it. Running layup is good. That shot really coming from the left side of the lane and several feet away from the basket. Kind of a scoop floater for her. Not really a layup. Misinterpreted that, but 9-point lead once again for Tennessee Wesleyan, 45-36, as they start on a 6-0 run of their own here. That's how Columbia closed out the second quarter. Another miss by Lowe inside. Tennessee Wesleyan Stone brings it down the floor. Leading scorers currently Anna Crowder with 9, J.C. Powell with 8, Courtney Farr with 8 for the Lady Bulldogs. Leading rebounder is Crowder with 6 and Stone with 5. It's going to be Wall and Lowe with 8 for Columbia. Their leading rebounders are Street and also Lowe with 4 apiece. Missed by the Lady Bulldogs. Put fast break opportunity here for Davis, and it's good. Shania Davis makes that one. It's back to a 7-point advantage. Tennessee Wesleyan lost this matchup by 8 earlier in the season. Here's Powell, launches a 3, caroms off to the right. Ball tipped around, Fester with it. Now Lowe, cross time strike, cross court pass, it goes to Hermanson. She'll fire the 3 off the back iron. Farr gets the rebound, clears it out to Stone. Lady Bulldogs will walk it up the floor. 3 minutes played here in the third quarter. Stone, high post, drives inside to Powell on the pass. Now back out front to Crowder it goes. Crowder, she'll fire the triple, and it's in there. She rattles it home. 10-point advantage, the largest of the game for Tennessee Wesleyan now. 48-38. Lob down low to Davis. Squares up against Farr. She'll take the long 2. Missed it. Powell collects it on the right side. Here's Powell. Drives left side of the lane. Layup off the glass is good for J.C. Powell. Lady Bulldogs building the lead up now to 12, and it forces a timeout by the Koalas as Wesleyan's up 50-38. Full timeout on the court. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60.
JSQ FM 101.7 Athens.
6:24 to go here in the third quarter. Jade Wright bringing the Appalachian Athletic Conference action here from Dwayne Farmer Court and James L. Robb Gymnasium. Lady Bulldogs with their largest lead of 12 now. It's Columbia ball though, as it's a drive on the baseline by Street. Lay-in is good, and it's a 10-point game. Left side, Crowder with it. Crowder back on the left wing, drives inside, triple team, throws it up off the glass, no good to the left. Here comes Lowe across the time stripe, looking, trying to get all the way in, layup no good, a lot of contact, no whistles. She gets her own board and they kick it around the perimeter, far side Street. Gonna take another 3, airballs it over the back. Now Crowder up to Lindsay in transition. Lindsay has it, Davis pokes it away on her way up for the shot, and it'll be out of bounds to Tennessee Wesleyan. Lady Bulldogs now have Crowder and Powell in double digits, 12 and 10 respectively. Crowder on the way with 7 rebounds. Plenty of time to pick up 3 more and get the double-double. It's going to be Stringfellow checking in, Dawson in as well, along with Burke for the Koalas. Inbounds to Powell, near corner 3, up high off the rim, rebounded by Stone. Fought for the big rebound underneath. Now 3 launched by Lindsay near corner, and this time it's good for the Lady Bulldogs. 13-point advantage. 5:20 to go here in the third quarter. A drive by Street. Street has been the only answer. Actually, it falls off to the left. Looked like it was just going to bounce off the back of the rim and drop. Instead, it bounces off to the left. Street has been trying to make a push offensively for the Koalas. Stone, far side, head fakes, drives, dishes left to Farr. Deeper into the corner, it comes to Lindsay. Lindsay drives it back up. Now center of the lane, she goes down. Layup on the right side is good for Jalea Lindsay. Lady Bulldogs up 55-40. 4:45 to go. Columbia with it on the perimeter. Three-pointer launched and may have got deflected by Lindsay, but Crowder picks up the air ball. Crowder goes to the right wing, skip pass, near corner, it comes to Lindsay. That one blocked, and they're going to get a late foul call on that one. It's going to be a Haynes on the foul, her third. Ella Crowder in for J.C. Powell. Fester in for Burke. And so Jalea Lindsay will step to the line. 56% shooter on the season. Chance to get into double figures here for the freshman. Makes the first one. She's got 10. .425 to go here in the third quarter. Second one missed. So Lindsay with the third after the three-shot foul. 2 of 3 are good there. Checking back in will be Hightower for Columbia, replacing Stringfellow. 17-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan, 57-40. Again, they average winning by 19.5 here on their home floor against this team. Far side, Fester hands it off to Haynes. Now up top at Street, working against Ella Crowder. Pass to bobbled there, picking it up. It's going to be Fester. She'll dribble at top of the key. Hightower gets stuck with it on the right wing. 4 to shoot. Street's going to launch a long three. Missed it. Rebound collected by Farr, out to Crowder. Anna Crowder, far side of the floor. Now up to Stone, top of the key. Anna Crowder back to Stone. Baseline cut by Ella Crowder. Goes up for a shot on the baseline and draws the foul. And she'll get 2 free throws coming her way. This one's going to be on 12. Michaela Street. Farr and Lindsay and Stone will exit as Lawson, Alexis Bates, and Julia Howard return here for the Lady Bulldogs. First free throw is good for the senior. Ella Crowder, 3:43 to play. And both sets of twins graduating as seniors this year for the Lady Bulldogs. 19-point lead after the 2 made free throws, 59-40. 3.5 to go in the third. Drive here by Haynes, dump pass, bobbled by Fester. She'll save it on the baseline. Kicks it out to Street, top of the key. Street spins left side. Strong pass, and it sails through the hands here of Hightower right in front of her own team. And Wesleyan will look to capitalize off another turnover by the Koalas, their 13th of the game. Top of the key, Lawson with it, sends it right side to Bates. Looks like a 3-2 zone shown by the Koalas. Kick out Lawson, inside feed to Crowder, left wide open for a short 8-footer, and it's good. Lady Bulldogs up by 21 now, continuing to pound on this lead, the largest of the game. Missed 3 by Columbia. Long rebound to Crowder, trying to get it to Ella Crowder, but too strong on the pass. The Lady Bulldogs will have to drop back defensively again. Going to bring a whole new 5 into the game. That includes Wall, Lowe, Davis, Burke, and Hermanson. Except for Fester, who just sat down. Starting 4 back out there at least. Joining Burke. Left side, Davis with it, calling for a screen. Now passes it off to Burke, top of the key. She'll pass it. Quickly, they work it down to Davis. Davis gets stuck in the low block. Lawson pokes it away from number 5, Hermanson. It's out of bounds off of Wesleyan. 10 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. 2:29 to go on the game clock. It's going to be Wall, near corner. Lob into Low. Ball tipped up, picked up by Burke here for Columbia. Columbia wanted the foul, couldn't get it. Quick pass down low. Low back to the back. Charge call as Crowder put her body on the line, and as it looks like Coach Green may be pleading the case that she's on the restricted arc, but It's going to be a foul. It's going to be Bates to bring it across. Third foul on Columbia in the quarter already. 3 fouls on Lowe, they say. Here's a drop by Lawson, right side of the lane. Drops it off to Bates, far corner 3. In and out that one goes. Back to the right side, it goes to Wall. And a timeout called by Coach Green, as he is still arguing with the official. So timeout on the court, full timeout. Wesleyan up 21 points with under 2 to play in the third. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. Out of the timeout, Columbia misses a shot. Now Lawson has it in the front court for Wesleyan and quickly turns it over on the pass. Lowe quickly back into the lane, sidesteps Crowder this time, and Columbia finally back on the board for the first time in 4.5 minutes. 61-42. 19-point advantage for the Lady Bulldogs, led by as many as 21. Howard sets a screen for Crowder. Crowder goes left side, scoop shot. Bucket is good, and the foul is called. And the foul going to be on number 20, Davis, her third, team fourth of the quarter. 63-42, 21-point lead once again. 1:08 to go here in the third quarter of action. Crowd goes extremely quiet here as Crowder will step to the line, 75% exactly on the season. Makes it. 3-point play is good as she'll take a breather, and Abby Barr will check in, another senior guard in from Sweetwater. 22-point advantage now for Tennessee Wesleyan. As you mentioned, Columbia gives up just under 70 points a game. Tennessee Wesleyan well on their way to that one. Feed down low to Davis, back to the basket. She'll pass it back out top to Hermanson. Now near corner, it goes to Lowe. Lowe dribbles around, pass deflected by her own teammate. Here comes Lawson off the steal by Crowder. Lawson into the paint, shovel pass to Ella Crowder, and it's good. Nice unselfish play. Meigs County to Meigs County connection right there. 24-point lead. And then a foul called on Tennessee Wesleyan's Abby Barr in transition. Her first, team first of the quarter, 32.8. Coach Smith picks up the ball as it rolled all the way down to him. And a warning on Coach Green. So he's still going to talk to the different official this time, but still pleading his case. And it's going to be Wall to inbound it. She'll get it into Davis. 31 seconds to go in the quarter. Shot clock about a 6 or 5 second differential. It's going to be a drive on the baseline by Burke. She'll get fouled on the shot, but missed it. So she'll get 2 free throws coming her way. This one's going to be on Ella Crowder, her second, team second of the quarter with 23 seconds remaining in the third. And so Cecilia Burke at the line, 55% shooter on the season, makes the first one. 66-43 now. Tennessee Wesleyan outscoring Columbia 27-6 in this quarter, or 7 in this quarter. Missed free throw on the second attempt. Howard got the rebound. We got a technical on two different players for Columbia. It's going to be a technical on Lowe and a technical on Hermanson. And that one was actually, it may have been a technical on Tennessee Wesleyan's 5. So trying to figure this one out down there. The official talking through it. Technical foul is on Howard, not on Hermanson. The official was looking at Howard, so 2 on Howard now, 2 on Lowe, as they were battling it back. 15 seconds to go. They just offset. It's going to be Bates' backdoor feed is kicked by Wall, so it'll be Wesleyan's ball underneath, 9.7 to go, 66-43. After the offsetting technical fouls between Howard and Lowe. Inbounds coming from Barr underneath. Barr gets it to Lawson in the far corner. 7 to go. Lawson steps into a three-pointer, and it's nothing but net there, 69-43. As the third quarter buzzer sounds, Wesleyan in front now by 26 points, their largest of the game. As we head to the fourth and final quarter, we'll be right back in 60 seconds, back in 60. Back here for the fourth quarter action. Columbia quickly tries to score as Wall misses the lay-in on the baseline. Wesleyan's Bates got the rebound. They'll clear it up. It's Lawson, Alexis Bates, Sierra Bates, Barr, and Ella Crowder out there for Tennessee Wesleyan, leading it by 26. They outscored Columbia 30-7 in the third quarter and finished the last 68 seconds in the third quarter on an 8-1 run. Here's a drive by Ella Crowder, kicks it over to Lawson, 3 to shoot. Lawson's 3 bounces up and off the front of the rim. Rebound collected by Burke, and the foul called on Tennessee Wesleyan on the reach-in. That one's going to be the second on Barr, first of the quarter. Again, kind of some flair at the end of the third quarter. Tennessee Wesleyan had offsetting technical fouls with Columbia there. It's going to be Hightower, feeds it on the bounce down to Davis. Davis spins, draws the foul on the shot. She'll get 2 free throws. This one's going to be on Sierra Bates, her first, team second of the quarter. So, Tamara Davis steps to the line, 76% shooter from Hopkins, North Carolina, transferring in from Spartanburg Methodist. 69-44. As the first free throw is good. Coach Smith was pleading the case on why there was a foul called as her player was straight up. As his player, she had her arm straight up, but Coach Green tried to chirp back to Coach Smith, and the official told him to go back to his end of the bench there after the bench warning. They've got to do that. 69-45, Wesleyan still in front, up 24 here. Next to last home game of the regular season for the Wesleyan programs. Bates drops it to Barr. Barr drives, 7 to shoot. Alexis Bates has it far corner for 3. Bounces high off the rim. Barr comes down with the rebound. Possession arrow will keep it with Tennessee Wesleyan. Minute and a half into this one. Subs coming in for Columbia. That includes Fester, Street, and Haynes. Inbounder will be Abby Barr, far side. Long outlet to Crowder. Back it goes to Barr. Barr drives, dishes off here to Tally Lawson, top of the key. Tally crosses over, open for three, thought about it. Instead, passes up the shot. Looking for help, out to Bates. Bates, baseline floater, short off the rim. Rebounded by Haynes. Haynes up to Wall. Wall quickly trying to drive through two defenders and creates a lot of that contact, but Wesleyan is going to get the foul called on Lawson. Team third of the quarter already. Wesleyan's going to send Long, Stone, Lindsay, and Anna Crowder back in. So Sierra Bates staying out there for the Lady Bulldogs. 8:12 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wesleyan up 69-45. Wall back to the basket, turnaround layup is good for her. And it's 4 straight points in the quarter for Columbia. Wesleyan yet to find the bottom of the rim. Here's Long, far corner, gets it top of the key. Crowder now quickly high post feed to Bates, back to Crowder out front. Crowder crosses over to the left. Pass deflected, but right to Stone's hands it goes. She'll go behind the back at the high post. Anna Crowder with it, top of the key. Shot clock at 5. Here's Lindsay, spins right side of the lane, up off the glass, no good to the right side, and quickly pulled down by Street. She's got it up to Wall. Street, top of the key, working against Bates, drives in. Blocking foul called on Tennessee Wesleyan. That's going to be on Aubrey Long. Tried to stand in there and take the charge. Her second, team fourth of the quarter, I believe. 7:28 to go here in this one. Shot did not fall, I think is what they're talking about. Actually, they counted it. Okay. It did go in, they say. 7:28. So 20-point game now, and it's going to be Michaela Street at the line, 60% shooter on the season. Makes the and one play, 19-point game. Columbia trying to claw back into this one, up 7-0 here in the fourth quarter. But Wesleyan up 69-50 total. Here's Stone around the top of the key screen. Anna Crowder sends it back to Stone, left wing. Wesleyan being very patient offensively. Stone drives in, couldn't draw any type of foul. Now Long into the lane, and she travels with it. Too many steps through the paint. The fourth quarter currently not good for the Lady Bulldogs. Down 7-0. That's the most that Columbia scored in the third quarter. J.C. Powell coming back to the scorers table. Bounce pass down low, picked off by Stone, tipped out to Bates. Now back to Stone. It'll go under 7 we've got. Stone, top of the key, far also coming back to the scorers table. Stone drives right side of the lane. Layup is good, and the foul. This foul's going to be on Wall. Her first, team second of the quarter, or first of the quarter, correction. Wesleyan at 71 points. Chance to make it 72 at the line. Led it by 26 to end the third quarter, but Columbia started on a 7-0 run here in the fourth quarter. Wesleyan had some opportunities, but turned it over. Stone rattles the and one free throw in. 72-50, 6:45 to go. Dawson right wing with it. Street trying to back Powell down low. Powell had the rebound, still has it, shovels it out to Anna Crowder. Crowder will be the one to cross the time stripe. Starting 5 out there for the Lady Bulldogs. Crowder far, Stone, Lindsay, and Powell. Lindsay drive, dishes it out to the right wing. It's going to be Stone. Thought about the screen, now she'll hesitate, go, skip pass to Powell, near corner. Extra pass to Crowder. Back to Powell, Stone, near corner. Stone crosses over baseline, 5 to shoot. Layup strong off the left side of the glass for Jacelyn Stone. Pushes it back to a 24-point advantage, 6 minutes to play. Stone trying to fight through a screen from Street. Now a drive here, and off the mark by Stringfellow. She lobbed it over the rim. Clear out to Powell at midcourt. Powell takes it to the right wing, 5:45 to go. Stone, Crowder. Crowder just holding it for a second on the left wing. Gets a screen from far. Leaves Lindsay wide open on the right side, and Lindsay drills a three from deep. 27-point advantage, now the largest. Wesleyan weathered the storm from Columbia on a little bit of a run themselves. Three-pointer off to the right side from Street. Stone able to collect it there before it heads out of bounds. She'll be the last player across midcourt. Stone goes right side of a screen from far, out to Lindsay, 5 minutes to go. Wesleyan gets it to Anna Crowder. She'll launch the three near corner, and it's good right in front of Coach Smith. 30-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. It's clicking now for the Lady Bulldogs. An 11-point run of their own here. Three-pointer launched, and then an offensive foul called on Dawson underneath. After the pass, Dawson's going to pick up her first, team third. Subs coming in, number 20, Jordan McCullough from Ottawa, Tennessee, the junior forward for the Lady Bulldogs. Alexis Bates also coming back in for Stone. Lowe back in along with Davis for Columbia, it looks like. Yep, that's going to be the only subs they take. And so Bates is going to run the point here for the Lady Bulldogs. Right side to McCullough. McCullough overplayed defensively, gets it to far down low. Layup contested and missed it off to the right. Here comes Dawson with the ball, 4.5 to go. Bounce pass feed, poked away by Farr, and then a foul called on Davis as she went diving for the loose ball. Fourth foul on Davis. Farr out, Howard in, Long in for Powell. Crowder out as Lawson returns as well. So fresh 5 for the Lady Bulldogs. 4:24 to go, 80-50 for Tennessee Wesleyan. Lady Bulldogs, Lawson has it out front. Far side, McCullough with it. Gets a screen from Howard. Sends it over to Bates, right wing. Feed to the high post to Howard. Spin move, left hand hook shot, no good. Davis came away with the ball, bounces it out to Dawson. Dawson across the time stripe, left side, it goes to Street. Short 10-footer is good for Michaela Street. Under 3:45 we go. Bates gets a screen from Howard. Kick pass over to McCullough. Long, top of the key with it. Gets another screen from Howard. Pulls up just inside the three-point line. Long miss off the back of the iron. Here comes Lowe. Quickly up the left side of the floor. Lawson, good defense, gets back quickly. Dawson, though, catches the pass on the wing and drills a three. Little inside-out game there for Columbia. 3:20 to go. Wesleyan up 80-55. Top of the key, bounce pass to the high post. Howard, 15-foot jump shot, no good. And rebound collected by Dawson. Dawson gets it to Street. She'll take a deep three. Karam's off the front of the rim. Lady Bulldogs have it bounce around, but Long clears it out to Lawson here. Under 3 we go. Lawson goes to the left wing. Pass intercepted here by Street. Telegraphed the whole way. Street's got a wide open layup. Comes to a jump stop. And that's the easiest bucket that Columbia has had all afternoon. 2:36 to play. Wesleyan still sitting at the 80-point mark. Bates, though, fires a three and rattles it in there. Bates knocks it down, puts it back to a 26-point game. Trying to answer back is Davis, and she does from the right wing on this side. And then a timeout called by Coach Jason Smith, 2:16 to play. Lady Bulldogs up by 23. Timeout on the court. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30 seconds. WGSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright here. Lady Bulldogs with 2:16 to go. Just need to manage the ball and let Columbia stop shooting threes. It is still a 23-point lead, so comfortably in front here. Bates around a screen from Howard. Kick, no look to McCullough. Bounce pass down to Howard. Pull up in the lane. This jumper rolls off to the left. Howard's had a couple of looks, just cannot get them to fall. Dawson quickly down the left side of the lane. Scoop shot is good off the glass for Dawson. 1:50 to go, 83-62. Now Long's take inside, missed another shot. Here comes Lowe. Lowe kind of shoved Lawson to the ground, no call. Three-pointer on the way, and that one's good for Stringfellow. 18-point advantage, a minute and a half to go now. Columbia's rattled off 15 straight to Wesleyan's 3. McCullough with it. Gets it over to the right wing to Long. Now Lawson top of the key. Lawson just loses the handle, and then Howard's going to commit the foul. Stops the fast break of Dawson. Dawson slow to get up. Holding the head, maybe hit the hardwood. And no ill intent there. It was just the Howard went to get the ball, and head trainer for Tennessee Wesleyan, Kelly Seekins, out there to check on Dawson. Lady Bulldogs will huddle up. 1:13 to play. Remind you, you got the men's game coming up after this one. Short break in between the games is they'll allow some 20 minutes or so to warm up and see if we can grab Coach Jason Smith for an interview after this one. No, even though it's an 18-point lead and been as much as 30 for the Lady Bulldogs, there's been some frustration shown over there, and several of the possessions for the Lady Bulldogs. As Dawson helped to her feet here. Again, Wesleyan up 83-65. Substitution is going to bring, it looks like, Stringfellow to the floor. Oh, correction, it's going to be Wall that checks back in for Dawson. Minute 9 to go. Davis high post, drives right side of the lane, spins to the middle, kicks it out to Lowe. Lowe will drive left side, spins and flips it back out to Davis, top of the key. She'll miss the three. Lowe got the rebound. Looking for help, gets it to Wall, lost it off her foot, but regains it. 52 seconds to play in this one, 83-65. Far side of the floor. Street takes a three, missed it, hit the deck, ball battled for. Lowe comes away with it. Another second chance opportunity for the Koalas. Stringfellow hits a three from the near side. It's 83-68. Tennessee Wesleyan will have to take a shot here. It's a 15-point game. Bates with it, top of the key. Goes left side, gets it to Lawson. Lawson working against the Wall. She'll take it to the right block, spins it to Howard, middle of the floor. Howard's jumper off to the right side. Here comes Street quickly across the time stripe. 14 seconds to go. Wall with it, into the corner, drops it to Stringfellow, trying to go back-to-back. In and out that three goes. Bates has the rebound, 4 seconds to go. They'll just dribble it out, and Wesleyan is going to pick up their 14th win of the season. Now 11-9 in the conference. Avenges that regular season loss with Columbia on their home floor. Goes to 7-4 here on Dwayne Farmer Court, and that makes it 2 wins in a row. Columbia moves to 17-10 overall, 10-10 in the conference, and now 7-8 on the road for the Koalas. But again, Lady Bulldogs challenged as of late. Columbia does in the game on an 18-3 run, but the Bulldogs had surpassed a lead well enough at that 30-point mark, 80-50, with 4:55 to left, and over the final 3 minutes 50 seconds, Columbia outscores them 18-3. But the damage was done in that third quarter, where the Lady Bulldogs won it 30-7 in the third quarter. And even though Columbia outscores them 25-14 in the fourth, it was enough to pick up a big conference win here at home and maybe help their position in the conference standings. We'll see how that goes with only 2 regular season games remaining here for Tennessee Wesleyan. But again, telling you the final score, Tennessee Wesleyan 83, Columbia 68. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, where the Lady Bulldogs put up 83 points on the afternoon to the 68 of Columbia, the second highest point total for the Lady Bulldogs on the season. They put up 99 points against Welch University back in the second game of the season. So it has been quite some time since they had hit that mark or high enough to get that many points on the night. But at 65 points per game is what the Lady Bulldogs average, but they handle business, go 14-0 against the Koalas here on their home floor, and get back into the win column against the Koalas after they had snapped the 12-game winning streak by the Lady Bulldogs earlier this season back in December on their own home floor. But the Lady Bulldogs handled business, even though it got tricky late in this one, and it was Columbia that rattled off 18-3 run in the final 3 minutes and 50 seconds in this one. But Wesleyan had already done enough damage to collect the win here in convincing fashion. 14th win of the season, 11th overall in the conference, and 7-4 here at home. Team stats real quick, hit those for you. Wesleyan shoots 46.2% compared to the 45% for Columbia. Behind the arc, they do one better, 40% to 39%. Free throws 86% to 62%. Turnovers, they only have 5 in the second half. It's 12 to 16, they win that one. They get 17 points, each team 17 points off of turnovers. Rebounds, they get the better of them, 36 to 32. And assist on 15 of 30 made shots. Columbia assisting on 9 of 26 shots. Tennessee Wesleyan's leading scorer, Anna Crowder, with another double-double, 20 points, 13 boards, followed by Jalea Lindsay, 14 points, Jacelyn Stone, 10 points, 7 boards, J.C. Powell, 10 points, 4 rebounds as well. Leading scorer for the Koalas is Stringfellow with 12 points, all of them from behind the arc. But, Coach, second highest score total you've had this season, 83 points, and when you're up by 30 with about 5 minutes left to go, you think it's pretty convincing, but then Columbia kind of rattles off some, trying to make it interesting there down the stretch.
I don't really want to talk about that part of the game. I mean,
okay.
I think, you know what I'm saying? That was the worst part of the game in many ways, and sometimes that just happens in a game. The team just starts attacking a little bit harder, and then there's not a lot of pressure, and those shots go in. So I'd rather talk about the other stuff that we did better.
Yeah, obviously you take the lead early in the first quarter, or midway through the first quarter, 7-6 after it's been tied up a couple of times, and then really kind of command the rest of the first quarter, 22-15. You win that one. You take a 3-point lead in the locker room at half, and then you come out in the third quarter with about 7 minutes left and just start rattling off bucket after bucket after bucket and build up a quick double-digit lead.
Yeah, the first half I thought we got off to a pretty good start. This team's gotten off to some slow starts this semester, and we've really been talking about, hey, we got to get off to better starts. And I think our start was good, and then we kind of lost some focus in the second quarter. We had like 5 turnovers in the first 6 possessions or something, and we lost focus. And when we built leads so far this year, we kind of lose a little bit of focus and we relax. And so we really hit that at halftime of, hey, when we build leads, we've got to gear into a different level mentally and focus a little bit better. And, I think they did that. It's like, it's good when you say something to them and they actually come out and do it. But it started with stops. In the third quarter, we got some stops. And when you string stops in a row and you get good rebounds and then all of a sudden you start scoring, this team we've had trouble scoring in bunches and putting back-to-back good possessions together, but we found back-to-back in the third quarter offensively. And I told them at halftime, we're really close to being really good, and it's just putting some things together back-to-back. And if we would do that, I think we're going to give a lot of teams some trouble, hopefully down the stretch, going in the conference tournament.
Yeah, that was an 11-0 run and then an 8-1 run at different points in the third quarter that really helped put that one away. Obviously, you've got 4 players in double figures tonight. Anna Crowder, though, continues to lead this team there, 20 and 13 on the afternoon, and just really impressive inside.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's special, because she's so humble about it. And when she's playing like that, 20 points and 13 boards, we're pretty good, right? She has a lot of command, a lot of control of the game, and she's got a lot. She can shoot the 3, she can drive, she got a mid-range game, and she rebounds as good as any guard that I've probably coached in many ways. And another thing I love about her is she'll talk to you. She's always trying to get information and get better. And halftime she's talking, before the game she's talking, in between plays she's talking to me. So she's always trying to learn and grow. And she made a great comment at the halftime to me, like, hey, we're just not making the extra pass. Okay, we're missing the extra pass tonight. And it was great insight because she was 1,000% right, and we started making the extra pass in the third quarter, and it made a huge difference, right?
And that's big, I think, and speaks to her and the character and the culture she has as a senior, and she's winding down the season. She's still trying to get better here down the stretch.
Yeah, that's what we keep talking about. They're seniors, and we got a lot to learn. Like, we got this conference tournament coming up ahead of us, and that's something special that these girls haven't really experienced at the level that I have, and I just know how special it could be to get competitive and win that thing. So, we're still trying to learn, even at this state. And, also, Stone came out and had a great second half or third quarter especially, and, she kind of struggled the first half, and I was thinking if we don't get better point guard play from her in the third, we're in trouble. But she came right out, and with her and Stone, and then Jalea had a nice game as well.
Obviously, you've got 2 regular season games left, one at Milligan, one back here next Saturday against Truett McConnell. You and Columbia were in a tie for 7th place, and now you split the regular season, so still a chance to maybe improve some standing positions.
I guess possibly we got to win out because you can't count on somebody else doing something for you. I think Columbia's schedule might be a little easier than ours, by the math or by how you want to look at it. So we're going to worry about us. We can only take care of us and what we can do. And so that's what we're going to do, and obviously pray that somebody else loses. But at the same time, that's not up to me. So we're going to control what we can control and do our best to go in and take care of, and play a good game against Milligan.
Well, Coach, congrats. It was a fun one. Anytime you can be up by 30 at some point and put 83 points up and get a conference win.
Yeah, we'll take it.
You'll take it. So thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Coach Jason Smith is pleased with his team, minus maybe the ending of the game for them as that run Columbia went on. But as he said, that's to be expected when a team is down and starts trying to make some runs. But again, the Lady Bulldogs win it 83-68 to pick up their 14th win and 11th win in the conference, 14th win overall, that is. And they will be on the road at Milligan next week. But our next broadcast with them will be a week from today as Truett McConnell comes to town for Senior Day. But that'll wrap up our women's broadcast. Tennessee Wesleyan again wins at 83-68. We'll take a break and then be back for the men's game coming up next here on WJSQ. Back to you, Handsome Dan.